What we do know is we have good treatments.
Now at 5, the fight against COVID-19. A hospital in northern Utah adding a new tool to its arsenal, the new treatment it's touting, and why health officials say they're just as excited as they are concerned.
The guy pulls up, there's pop, pop, pop.
Plus, a string of shootings in Salt Lake County. 2 people dead, several suspects still on the loose. Tonight, we're tracking the investigations with team coverage.
Love the park.
And the shooting and killing of Utah football star Aaron Lowe, a suspect arrested and charged Sunday. See the new video showing the moment that led up to the fatal shooting.
Live, we're there for you. ABC4 News at 5 starts now.
And new developments in the murder investigation of Utah football player. It's where we begin on the ABC4 News at 5 o'clock. Good evening, I'm Emily Flores.
And I'm Glenn Mills. Thanks so much for joining us. Here's what we know tonight. Police have arrested a suspect in connection to the murder of Uofu football player Aaron Lowe. Police tracking down 22-year-old Book M. Book in Draper early Sunday morning, exactly 1 week after that shooting happened.
And tonight we're told a video taken by a party guest helped with the investigation of Lowe's death. ABC4's Jillian Smuckler joining us live from the Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office. And Jillian, he was arrested while currently on probation for a previous felony charge.
Yeah, Emily, Book has a criminal history with dozens of charges, many of which include weapons. So many people in the community want to know why he was allowed back on the streets and if Aaron Lowe would still be here if he wasn't.
Love the park.
You're taking a look at video from the party moments after Lowe and an unidentified woman were shot. Police say Book was an uninvited guest there who was, quote, causing problems. He was allegedly seen saying something in a low voice to another guest before grabbing a pistol from someone's bag and allegedly shooting the two. Now, Book has been in and out of the system for years. Back in 2020, he was charged with felony possession of a firearm, but the charge was dismissed in a plea deal. Prior to that, he was convicted of a second-degree felony robbery after he robbed an innocent couple at gunpoint over an ad on KSL. He was sentenced to prison, but that was suspended. I spoke with District Attorney Sim Gill, who says the way his prosecutors handled these cases were consistent with the law.
Based on what we had, this case was prosecuted by this person and resolved consistent with what the evidence showed at the time that the plea was taken.
In the meantime, the investigation is active and ongoing, and detectives say they're going to continue working every aspect of this case and will not stop until it's resolved in court. Reporting live in Salt Lake City, Jillian Smuckler, ABC4 News.
Jillian, thank you. Well, be sure to stick with us here at ABC4 for the latest developments and continuing coverage of the Aaron Lowe case. We'll have updates here on air and always online at abc4.com. And new information this evening in the Sherry Black murder case. The Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office announcing that Adam Durborough, who you see here, the man accused of murdering Sherry Black, pled guilty to aggravated murder in court today. Police say Black was murdered in her South Salt Lake bookstore back in 2010. 10 years later, they were able to link Durborough to the crime through DNA found at the scene. His sentencing is set for December 2nd.
In Salt Lake County, 3 shootings in just 2 days. According to police, 2 of those were deadly. The first happening early Sunday morning in Taylorsville. Then shots ringing out this morning, killing a man in West Valley City. And hours later, police say a teen was shot dead in West Jordan. We do have live team coverage tracking these shootings tonight. ABC4's Jordan Burrows standing by in West Valley City, where police are still searching for a suspect there. But first, we go to ABC4's Jason Wynn live in West Jordan, where a 17-year-old is confirmed dead tonight. And Jason, what do we know about the suspects there?
Well, Glenn, a deputy chief tells me that they're still not ready to release a lot of information about those suspects. But what I do know is he says that he believes that they're young adults, possibly in their late teens, early 20s, and that there was video of the shooting that happened right behind me, right by that Ford, white Ford that you can see in front of your camera there. Now, from what I am told, there is video of the shooting, and detectives have collected a significant amount of of evidence here at this active crime scene. I'm told by investigators the shooting happened right near a pickup truck that Ford is blocking right now. But two witnesses, they tell me they heard a woman screaming immediately after that shooting around 10:30 this morning. One man says that he saw police helping a woman that appeared to be in shock and was visibly shaking. All of the witnesses I spoke to say they heard several shots being fired this morning.
So you heard the shots fired?
Yeah, a lot of us did too. Neighbors up here, yeah, we heard the couple pops, and they were loud.
Now, a few neighbors tell me that West Jordan police officers, they've been at this house where this shooting happened several times over the months. Now, coming out here live, you can see that there is a big police presence. We've seen detectives go door to door asking residents what they may have saw or witnessed this morning. They're hoping that now that people are starting to arrive home, they can help put this puzzle a little bit together, piece by piece. Again, police officers are still looking for the suspects. We'll bring you a live update on what is going on here at 6 o'clock. Till then, I'm live in West Jordan, ABC4 News.
All right, thank you, Jason. Well, in West Valley, police are still trying to find the person they say gunned down a man early this morning. ABC4's Jordan Burroughs, speaking to neighbors about the shooting, has the latest from police. Jordan, what do we know at this point?
Yeah, I mean, like you just mentioned, I've been speaking to neighbors all afternoon, even into early afternoon from this morning as well. These neighbors here in this area, 4200 West, 3800 South, say that this is typically a sleepy, quiet neighborhood. One neighbor even saying that this was the largest police presence she's ever seen in this neighborhood. She'd lived here about 30 years. Also, we do know from police, they say that they have not yet ID'd the victim, nor have they told us much about the suspect.
So the guy pulls up. There's pop, pop, pop.
Neighbor Michelle Jensen says it was a scary situation.
I've been here 30 years now, and this is it's quite a shock.
A man died from a gunshot wound feet from her doorstep.
I immediately started calling around, and neighbors started calling me and asking me because I'm so close.
Jensen says she believes this was a random attack in broad daylight in her, quote, sleepy and quiet neighborhood. West Valley City Police say they still have a lot of work to do before they figure out what exactly happened.
So this time we're still looking into possible connections to the house in which he was found in front of, and then also interviewing witnesses and collecting evidence.
Sergeant Joshua Brown with West Valley City PD says a call first came in around 7:10 Monday morning, describing multiple gunshots being fired. Then shortly after, another caller says they saw a man lying dead on the sidewalk in front of a house near 4200 West, 3800 South. Jensen says several officers responded quickly to the call.
I feel much more confident with the West Valley Police Department after seeing this outcome.
Again, at this time, police have not yet released the name or the age of the victim involved in the shooting case in West Valley City. And of course, we are still waiting to hear suspect information. When we do hear that, we'll relay that to you on air and online at abc4.com. Reporting live in West Valley City, Jordan Burroughs, ABC4 News.
Thank you, Jordan. New at 5 tonight, Riverton City preparing to shut down its secondary water system. The city says companies are already shutting off some of the local canals they say supply Riverton's secondary water. Because of this, the city is asking people to start turning off automatic sprinklers and drain those irrigation lines before the cold weather sets in. The city says the shutoff is expected to take place Thursday, October 7th.
All right, time now for a first look at the forecast, and we are coming back from a stunning weekend.
That's right. Kicking off a new week in style today as well, right, Alana?
Yeah, we've got those mild temperatures out there. It was almost unfairly beautiful over the weekend. We still have that warmth, but more cloud cover as you take that live look from our doTERRA camera over Salt Lake County, and you can see the clouds that have been pushing and streaming in. Now, typically this time of year, Salt Lake is at 71, but we're sitting at 80 degrees. You know that warmth is out there in Ogden as well. Upper 70s in Cache Valley and Provo, and 87 in St. George. St. George is actually where those clouds originated. This was the type of weekend stunning shot from Nebo. This is the Nebo Loop, and you can see the mix of sun and clouds out there, but you also notice blue sky thanks to that clean air. Yeah, we're holding on to clean air in northern, eastern, and southern Utah, so good news there when we're going to keep that trend going. Now, as we head into tonight and tomorrow, you watch as those clouds in the last few hours have pushed into Utah County and over the Lake Powell area and into eastern Utah. That's going to continue, and the threat of a storm, it's It takes over the entire state. I will show you why, the timeline, and what to expect for your Tuesday coming up in my full forecast. Glenn, over to you.
Thank you, Lana. Vaccine mandates are going into effect across the country. And today, Utah lawmakers holding a special Business and Labor Interim Committee hearing regarding President Biden's proposed vaccine mandate. Take a look at these photos here from the state Senate showing a packed house. You can see dozens of Utahns attending the hearing, weighing in on the president's proposed emergency rule. Several weeks ago, two of Utah's top lawmakers, the Senate President and Speaker of the House, expressing their opposition to the mandate, saying the state legislature is ready to respond quickly with legislation once an official rule is released.
And nationwide, the U.S. could be turning the corner in the fight against COVID-19. New data showing that a notable drop in hospitalizations has happened for the first time in 3 months.
The way to keep it down is to do what we mentioned, get people vaccinated.
However, Dr. Anthony Fauci warning that we're not out of the woods just yet. About 70 million eligible Americans are still unvaccinated, which he says puts the country in a potential danger zone.
In northern Utah, one hospital now offering the monoclonal antibody infusion treatment for COVID-19 patients. ABC4 Northern Utah correspondent Cade Gardner tells us why that treatment both excites and worries health officials.
What we do know is we have good treatments.
During the current wave of COVID-19 hospitalizations in Davis County, the future is uncertain, but health officials are excited about emerging treatments.
That end result of mortality or death, it's been low.
At the Davis Hospital and Medical Center, they are now offering monoclonal antibody infusions for COVID-19 patients.
And that's only one tool that is in our arsenal to be able to try and help people.
Chief Nursing Officer Chris Johnson says they are excited to have the new tool in the fight against the illness, but it also worries them.
What I think is concerning is that a lot of people think that it's okay not to be vaccinated because we can just go and get that particular infusion.
Even with new treatments and increased vaccination rates, Davis County is seeing an increase in COVID-19 hospitalizations.
The concern right now is the lack of beds available and staffing to keep up with those.
The new treatments help patients get well quicker, but they don't prevent hospitals from filling up.
It isn't the answer. The answer is to truly become vaccinated.
Johnson says getting vaccinated isn't just about keeping one person healthy.
The choices that they make truly do have a bigger impact. The ripples certainly affect our community because of the choices that people make.
In Layton, Cade Garner, ABC4 News.
In Davis County, about 30% of the eligible population is still unvaccinated against COVID-19.
Well, today marks the official start of the state's new Test to Travel pilot program, which means you can get a free COVID test before you fly. All you need to bring is proof of residency and proof of travel, like a boarding pass or other travel documents. For a list of testing locations, just head over to our website, abc4.com.